Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. And today we're going to be talking about how we awaken a new version of ourselves each time that we die and are reborn emotionally. You see, the old version of you, and I'm even willing to say that the current version of you does not have the capacity to create the life that you want, right? I know this because if you could, you'd already have it, right? And this is true for me and for you, right? We must evolve. We must leave the old you, the old us behind so that we can grow into the version who can achieve the things that we want in life, right? You see, dying and being reborn to become our best selves, right? And so I've learned that emotional deaths are critical to our evolution, right? So just like a phoenix rises from the ashes, we too have to shed our old version of ourselves in order to grow. It's like truly the nature of emotional deaths. They are necessary for growth. You see, an emotional death is the process of letting go of our old beliefs, of letting go of our old identities, of letting go of our comfort zones, of zones that really no longer serve us, right? And this shit isn't easy by any means. Like, I want to put that out there and I want to make it known. It's not fucking easy, but it is fucking worth it, right? The thing is that it's pretty tricky, right? And it's hard because men, us, are often conditioned to avoid the vulnerability, right? And so we're conditioned to be strong. We're conditioned to hold true to our identities. We're conditioned to to stay true and to, even though those identities might be holding us back, to stick with them, right? But the strongest men are the men who are brave enough to release what doesn't work and then to rebuild who we need to be, right? And so the cycle is simple and it consists of three phases, my friend. It consists of dying, of reflecting, and then about being reborn, right? And so step one is the death phase. Here, we acknowledge and we confront the old identity. We confront the old habit. We confront the old belief. The shit is that we attack the shit that has been holding us back. For example, like let's say that you recognize that so a lot of people can relate to this, especially in our age as we grow and we become family men and we want to evolve, right? So maybe you're just the type of person that you're no longer that party guy that you used to be, right? And then as a result, we need to embrace the discipline in order to achieve the goals that we're after. You see, you can't carry yesterday's identity into tomorrow's successes if you want different outcomes. If you want different outcomes, you have to change what you're doing. This is why we must go through the death phase. So, step two is the reflection phase. In this phase, we must sit with the discomfort. We must process the loss of the old you, of the old us, of the old version that we're trying to let go so that we can evolve, so that we can grow, so that we can become the person, the men who can achieve the things that we want in life, right? And so that we do this by journaling, by going to war with that pen and paper and to really reflect on our thoughts. But we embrace, our thoughts, and we put things down on paper so that we can process what's going on internally, right? We also can embrace periods of solitude through deep thoughts, right? When you journal, you're pretty much extrapolating your thoughts onto paper, and a lot of the times it's happened to me. You start journaling and then you keep going and you get on this writing and you're like, oh, you start putting things on paper that you didn't even know you had inside, but you fucking brought it out. And so when you embrace periods of solitude with deep thoughts, it can become very reflective for you. And it's just like journaling. Um, it works in its mysterious ways. And it has worked for me, and that's why I'm recommending it. We can also have conversations with trusted people who can help on those subjects that we're going through. People who have been there, people who you can relate to, people who can help you go through that same situation because they have already gone through that path. So, for example, you can take a week away from all your distractions. This is a method that could work for you, right? So, what you could do is you can go ahead and take a week away from all your distractions so that you can reflect on why that relationship or that career path needed to end. Again, this is just an example of what I'm throwing out there. If you need to reflect about something, if you need to, journal about that situation, if you need to just go for a walk and embrace your deep thoughts, if you need to go talk to a friend, a mentor, so that you can, someone that you trust, so that you can process those situations, it really works for you to reflect, right? The key question here is to answer is that what is your old identity costing you right now? It's a very important question, and it could go very deep. And if you don't ask yourself the hard questions, you'll never be able to realize what you're going through and what you need to go through in order to become the man that can achieve the things that you want in life. And so step 3 is the rebirth phase, right? In this phase, we consciously choose the new version of ourselves and then we commit to that fucking version, right? If we know that we need to do X, Y, and Z, then we commit to doing X, Y, and Z because we know it's going to bring the fucking future. It's going to bring the life, not only for us, but for our family that we're after, right? And so another example here that we can use is that perhaps you've been in a season of life where things feel like they have hit rock bottom for you, right? Well, after you accept the end of that chapter, because that is number one, you have to accept that I'm fucking here, and my actions, my situation was a result of me. We're not fucking victims. We become the driver. And so our actions led us to that situation. And so first is we accept that we're there, right? And then we decide to be the man who prioritizes, to move forward. Maybe you decide to prioritize your health. Maybe you decide to prioritize your purpose, your integrity, in order to become the man who can achieve the things that you want in life, right? And so you see, every emotional death is a doorway to be a better version of you. But how do we know that it's time for an emotional death? Well, some key indicators are perhaps you're feeling stuck or uninspired. Perhaps you keep repeating the same mistakes and the same patterns, right? Perhaps you're simply are just frustrated with your current identity and the results that it keeps giving you, right? So the clue here is that if you find yourself clinging to the old you, to your old ways, to the same shit that has you stuck in that fucking same scenario, maybe it's time to level up, my brother. Right? Life will keep sending you signals to let go. And sometimes it will send you signals as little gentle nudges, and other times those signals can come as a huge fucking sledgehammer straight to the fucking face. Right? But it's up to you though not to ignore those signs. It's up to you to see those as, yo, God is fucking giving me little signs. God is trying to wake me up, trying to fucking nudge me or punch me in the face so that I can level the fuck up, right? And so some real world examples of an emotional rebirth that you can go through, that a lot of men go through, is it could be like maybe you're going through a career shift, right? Or maybe you're going through a personal transformation, or shit, maybe even going through both at the same time, because that was me a couple years back, right? And so with the career shift, you can have a man who left, for example, a high paying job, but a soul draining corporate job, right? And that's very common in men these days, right? You could have a high paying but soul draining job, right? And then you left and you wanted to transition that to start a purpose driven business. You see, the man had to let go of his old identity as a provider and die in order to become a creator, literally going through an emotional death and being reborn. So, with a personal transformation, it doesn't have to be physical, although it can be, right? We're talking here about emotional deaths. We're talking about awakening, having our personal awakening through emotional deaths, right? And so perhaps You're a man who let go of a toxic relationship. And maybe you, because of that toxic relationship, you started to rebuild your social circle, and you started to hang around with growth-minded people instead of people who are closed-minded, people who don't think they can evolve, people who think these are just the cards that are handed to me, right? See, sometimes you simply outgrow people, and that's okay, man. It really is. Your new self deserves new surroundings. And if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to take things to the next level, if you're trying to fucking grow, you staying around the same people ain't gonna help you grow, because it's gonna keep you stuck in the same patterns, the same habits, and the same old shit that has you where you're at right now. It's up to you to embrace the shit out of the new surroundings. It's up to you to fucking surround yourself with people who are where you want to go, who have already gone through that path so that they can guide you and lead you to that next level up in your life. So here's your emotional death challenge. I always try to challenge you guys with something, some type of question, some type of deep thought, some type of thing where you can transition and use it toward your life and take things to the next level, right? I want you to identify one area in your life where you need an emotional death, right? Like, think about it. Like, what belief, what identity, or like what habit do you need to let go right now? Like, what belief, what identity, or what habit do you need to let die today? No, I'm telling you to reflect on this, right? And really just make a symbolic gesture today to let that shit go. To say, this is no longer me, right? And if you want to really take things to the next emotional level and have some type of symbolic connection to this new you who are you're in the process of awakening, right? I encourage you. I've done this before. I've done it with my wife when we're trying to, going into a new season of life. You literally can write the things down on a piece of paper that you no longer serve you, the things that you want to change, the things that you want to let go of, the things that have you stuck in the same fucking pattern, the same fucking thinking, and the same fucking stagnation that you are right now. And then what you do is, after you write all that shit down on a piece of paper, you go outside, you put that bitch in a metal trash can or in the barbecue or whatever, and you light that paper up, right? And then you watch that paper burn into ashes. And as you watch it burn into ashes and you're staring at that piece of paper burn, you're literally saying goodbye to that old you. And what you're doing is that you're embracing this new you. You're embracing this renewed version of yourself. And you're telling yourself, I'm here. I'm reawakening. This old me is gone with the ashes. And I'm here to learn. I'm here to evolve. I'm here to grow. And I'm here to take my shit to the next level. Right? Let that burning piece of paper be the driving force for you to level up, for you to embrace the new you, right? You see, every time that you shed the old you, you are stepping closer to the man that you were born to be, my brother. So remember, emotional deaths are not failures. They are the milestones of a life lived wide open. Stay brave, stay relentless, and don't be afraid to die and be reborn, because that's exactly how legends are fucking made. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, and I'm calling all the motorsport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back, and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're all meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others level up is the mission that God has tasked us with. Join me on this journey while we empower people to do more and to be more. If you haven't subscribed yet, man, go ahead and smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you connected with today's message, if today's message resonated with you, man, do me a quick favor. Please share this on your story and make sure that you tag me at Wide Open Randy, because those are the actions that help more gearheads to see and really hear about this podcast. And ultimately, that's how our community grows. I'll catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.